I'm Jackson, and you're watching episode 5 of the Knit and the Grit podcast. I'm here with some very special guests, 2 of the people that I'm most thankful for since we just celebrated Thanksgiving. So over here is my mom. Hi. And then over here is my sister.
Hi.
So I come from a family of crafty people, which is really nice.
It's all my fault.
Yes, yes, it's all my mommy's fault. But I figured it's been a while, I think about 2 months since my last podcast, so I figured what better time than to bring my 2 favorite crafty people onto the podcast with me. So my sister, she knits and needlepoints. As you can see, she's working on something right now. And my mom sews and needlepoints as well, and she's the one who taught me how to knit in the first place. So yay! So if you're new to the podcast, welcome. If you're a regular follower or a subscriber, welcome back. If you do enjoy these videos, please do like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. But so you can find me on Ravelry at Jackson Row, and I'm also on Instagram as at the Knit and the Grit. And I also have a Ravelry group that is very new. It's where I'm going to put my show notes and everything, and possibly some other knitty things. I haven't quite decided yet. But you can find me on those platforms if you so desire.
You've hit me with that hair one more time. I'm gonna yank it.
Sorry, Mommy, you blessed me with this.
Yes.
But I'm warm. I can't help it. I'm toasty. Okay. So we're gonna start off today. I think my mom wants to share her current project, which is a little bit different than things I normally talk about on here. So.
Just to prove that I am a crafty girl. I have been hand sewing a skirt a la Alabama Channon. Goodbye, Jackie, it's like magic. So this skirt was actually, I ordered a kit from them because I had wanted to try it out before I did like all the work myself. So they did the cutting and they did the airbrushing of the design on the fabric, and then I stitched around each motif, cut out the center, and seamed the skirt entirely by hand. All it needs now is fold over elastic on the waistband and some felling on the seams, and it will be ready to wear.
Yay! Yay! Ignore the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was my mommy's project, and she's gonna go and help out behind the camera with making sure things are in focus. But yeah. Bye, Mom. Bye. But so, Easter time. Hi. So, sadly this week I do not have any finished objects, which is okay. I'm considering this as close to a finished object as I'm gonna get right at the moment, because the last part is gonna take a while. But, oh, Mommy, can you actually hand me my sleeves?
Yep.
I have finished all of the parts. This looks terrible. I've finished all of the parts of my Mistral sweater by Emily Green. As I've said numerous times, this is in Dragon Horde Yarns sweater weather colorway. So this is the lovely, lovely sleeve with a beautiful lace detailing up the sleeve, which was a pain in my butt. But whatever, it looks beautiful and that's all that matters. But so, I have started seaming up the sides of the body. So it's looking quite massive. It's ginormous. This is a size 2, everybody. Like, for those of you who don't know, I'm 5'8", and so I normally fit like a size 8 roughly in store-bought garments and stuff. So, and this thing is supposed to have 10 inches of positive ease, so I kind of went down. Like, I probably, to get the 10 inches of positive ease, I probably would have had to have done the size 3. But I chose to go down a size because I like having positive ease and I like the boxy look, but I just didn't want to be drowning in fabric. Like, this sweater probably has that kind of positive ease, but I just don't like having a ton of sweaters that are that big. So, but I'm in the process of doing the mattress stitch. It's just taking forever because I've never had to do mattress stitch. I've never had to seam a project before, so this is brand new to me. But I'm hoping to have it done soon. I'm hoping to have sleeves attached so I can wear it because I want to, and it's cold here. Not as cold as other places because again, I'm in the south. It's not that cold. It's in the 50s outside right now. But
it'll be so nice to have it by Christmas time though.
I know. Or at least by next week. I want it by next week. I'm gonna try and have it done by next week. I just sit down and do it.
Sit down and do the mattress stitch. I tried yesterday to get you to.
I know, but it's just a pain in the butt, and I had to look up how to do it on a bind-off edge.
So what is the most difficult part of a mattress stitch for you?
It's not difficult, it's just time-consuming.
Just slow.
Yeah, it's a slow process. Just because like you're going back and forth. It looks like a ladder when you're doing it.
Do you have any tips for folks who are going to attempt a mattress stitch for the first time themselves?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
We haven't figured that
Practice.
out yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like there's different things you have to do depending on whether or not you're doing it on a bind off edge or a cast on edge, and whether or not it's like straight up the sides. So it's a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be, and it's a lot slower than I thought it was going to be, because I thought, oh, I'm going to sit down one afternoon, I'm going to have a sweater done by the end. But that wasn't the case. So it's almost a finished object. All the pieces are done. So I'm counting it as finished pieces that took forever. But so hopefully by next weekend, I'll actually have it done with everything woven in and the neckline picked up and everything, because that's literally it. 5 rows of neckline and mattress stitching and weaving in the ends.
Woo!
Yeah. Let's make it happen. Yeah. And that's Emily Green Mistral pullover. You can find it in Breeze Making Stories, but it's also on Ravelry now, I think, as an independent pattern you can buy on its own. But you can also buy Breeze Making Stories because it's actually really interesting. There's a ton of great patterns. So, what are you working on, Missy Pooh?
Hi everyone. I'm working on a Pearl Soho Terrace Wrap in Cherry Blossom, worked in a cattail silk. So let me finish this stitch and I'll show it to you. It's got this beautiful terracey type lace pattern.
I'll hold it for you while you talk.
All right, there you go. And I found it super easy to work on. It's just a Dutch stitch where you essentially offset a new stitch with, I don't know how to explain it, Jackie, you do it.
Hold on.
There you go. It won't focus on it.
Whatever. We're trying. Or attempting. So it's silk. You were saying it's, so it's gonna work based off of the bias as you wear it and things, right?
Yeah.
So it's a series of knit stitches that you pull over and a yarn over?
Yeah, there's a yarn over and then you knit 3 and then pass the first of those knit stitches over the other 2.
Yeah. So it's really simple and not terribly difficult, but it makes like a really beautiful lace pattern. And so it kind of looks like, I'm trying to think, it reminds me of something, and
It looks kind of like a boucle.
yeah, and it's super pretty. And so it's like the cattail silk that Pearl Soho has is like kind of rough. So it's like not like your glossy silky silk. It feels more rustic, but like in a very refined way. It feels kind of linen. It's
Yeah,
like
it
my
does
best way of
actually.
describing it.
And it'll be really nice for like springtime too.
Yeah.
I live in DC right now, and so this cherry blossom color is just going to be beautiful and perfect for April next year.
I.e. when you're among the cherry blossoms.
Yes, when I'm among the cherry blossoms myself and wrapped in it too.
Yeah, but that'll be pretty. And you just started this, really working on it recently, right?
Yeah, I had about 3 rows done before I came to my sister's place here for Thanksgiving, and over the past like 2-3 days I've worked, maybe about 4 inches of it. So on and off with like other projects that I'm working on too. So it's knit up pretty quick, and I don't anticipate it'll take too long to get through the 2 skeins necessary to finish the pattern.
Yeah, that'll be fun sit down knitting.
And easy to just pick up and put down.
Yeah. And now that you have your stitch counter, it makes it
Yeah,
so much
I
easier.
know.
Or
I
your
had to
row
order-
counter.
Had to order a row counter to keep myself on track since I do tend to put projects down for a bit.
She is housing this in her brand spanking new natural waxed French field bag that I got her for her 26th birthday.
Woo!
Who's the best sister?
Thanks, Jackie.
I'm your only sister, so that better be me.
Duh.
So next on the agenda are my like Whippy whips, not my almost finished object whips. But I'm actually in the middle of a row of shim on me. Oh, bye, mommy.
Bye, Mommy.
She's leaving us.
Yes. On to other things.
I'm actually almost done with the row. I don't know if I'll be able to knit it up fast enough, but or no, I'm not almost done with the row. That's the beginning of the row. Never mind. Okay. Anyway, I've shown this off numerous times, but I am finally on to color 2. I started this over the summer and it's November, almost December, and I'm still not done with it.
Whoops.
But, so I like put this down because I've been mainly focusing, last time I podcasted I was way down here. So we've made a lot of progress, finally. But, I've been working really hard on getting my pullover done. So this has really taken a back burner. I've been pretty monogamous about working on the Mistral pullover just because it was taking a lot longer than I anticipated. So I was really trying to devote a lot of time to getting that done so it actually got done. And yeah, so I've been focusing on that versus like working on, kind of rotating like I normally do because I'm usually pretty polyamorous, polygamous, whatever the word is with my knitting.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yes, I'm not monogamous with knitting usually. So, but now that I'm pretty much done with the Mistral sweater, I can start picking this back up, which is actually why I'm in the middle of a row because I picked it back up the other day before we went to, where did we go? Breakfast or, no, we went to lunch.
Dinner?
Maybe it was dinner?
I think it was dinner
I thought it was yesterday.
on Wednesday night.
Either way, I picked it up the other day to like work a row, and I just didn't finish a row before we ended up going wherever we were going. So I'm on the decreases now, which I can kind of show. I've got like a little point here.
That'll go so much faster now too.
I know. Well, it's like what was taking so long is like this is over 200 stitches wide at the moment. Well, probably a little bit less now because I've done a few rows of decreases. But when it was at its biggest, it was well over 200 stitches across, and that was just a lot. And then this is in DK weight Garth Noor yarn, and this is the I Smell Snow shawl by B Mandarins or Melody Hoffman.
Is this a garter stitch?
Yeah, this one garter. And so the initial pattern is written for fingering weight yarn, and I decided to be a rebel without a cause and go with DK weight, thinking, oh, it'll just be massive and so cozy. And then I finally got I didn't even finish with the second eyelet section. I was like, no, this is too much. I'm like, there's just too many stitches on these needles. I can't. So I decided to do a little math and figure out where I needed to stop and where I needed to start again, so that way then the stitches roughly matched up. So that's what I ended up doing. It was somewhere around, actually I can tell you, I stopped when I had 217 stitches on the needles, and then I did an increase row with and then a decrease row, so that would then it all matched up properly, which put me at row 361 when I first started on the decreases. So quite far along, but so this will go by a lot faster, so hopefully I'll have this done within the next few weeks as well. I'm gonna finish my Mistral sweater first and stuff, and knit on smaller things while working on the Mistral sweater, just because I can't really carry it places with me at the moment given how big it is and the pieces, and kind of I need to sit down and work at a table in order to get the mattress stitch done, so that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. And then like I can travel with this a lot easier because it fits nicely in my big porter bin. So yeah. Is there any other projects you want to talk about?
No, not right now. I just started painting my own needlepoint canvases, but they're really rough at the moment. So I'm gonna pause, and maybe if I make another cameo, I'll show some of those off.
Yeah, I like your little ibis one.
Yeah, the one that I'm working on right now has a couple of ibises on it. Okay, well I guess I'm showing it now that I'm talking about it.
Oh, you actually brought it.
I do. I bring it with me everywhere because needlepoint is just...
Yeah, I didn't know if you had left it downstairs in your other bag or what.
No, it's so small. Let's see if we can get this to show up on camera. So I've got 3 little ibises on, what is this? I think a 5x8 canvas that I have roughly sketched out in paint. They're not very clear right now. That's a learning curve for me, is painting on canvas with so many big holes in it. And I found that my acrylics are rather old because I stopped painting a couple of years ago. Not on purpose, just because I moved into apartments with all white carpeting, and so I'm a little bit too nervous to paint on those surfaces. But I picked up needlepoint and was working on a couple of canvases that were pre-painted that I bought at needlepoint shops, and I loved it so much. But one of the things about needlepoint that I think is really great is that it lends itself well to making your own designs, and so I started playing around with that, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because the canvases that I have been painting are not as clearly sketched out as the ones that you buy in the shop, it means that I get to be really creative with my stitches on the fly.
Yeah.
So, more on that later.
Yeah, I know I needlepoint as well, but just I'm a lot slower at it, and I'd much rather knit than needlepoint. But I know like an issue that I have is like when you go to the needlepoint stores, they can, I mean, like the one that I'm used to is our one up in Jupiter in Florida.
Well, it closed.
Oh, it did?
Closed, yeah.
Well, either way, I'm used to going to this needlepoint shop that was like called Sandpiper in Tequesta, Florida, or Jupiter, wherever it is. And what was available there felt kind of old. A little, not dated or anything like that, but it's just like, not something me as a young person would super want to do all the time. So, I mean, like I like yours, and I like my little Christmas one that I'm working on and stuff. And like they had some cute things, but it was just, you know, not. If it was youthful, it was very, very youthful for like a small child, I felt.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
And like when you can design like kind of your own thing, you have
more freedom, more
Yeah.
control. You can play around with a lot of different varieties of stitches too. It just gives you a little bit, way more options to work with.
more fun.
Yeah.
So on to my next work in progress, because this one I've actually made a lot of progress on, and I honestly don't know if I've actually shown this on the podcast yet. It's been a while.
Oh, you started the new colors.
Yeah. I'm also in the middle of a row again. Shame on me. Naughty.
Oh, tisk.
So this is the haze scarf. Let's see if I can get this to show without getting blown up by the light. So this is by, hold on. I have my pattern with me. This is by Julie Hoover. There you go. And this is a pattern that was designed for Brooklyn Tweed to be done in Brooklyn Tweed shelter. So I'm doing it in Brooklyn Tweed shelter. So this is, so the orange color is Ember, the white is Fossil, and then the gray is, oh gosh. I use this gray in my Grutter pullover as well. Storm Cloud, there we go.
Oh, I like that name.
So it's Storm Cloud. I haven't worked in shelter since I did my Grutter pullover, and I forgot how much I loved working in it. It's super soft, super airy and light and lofty. It's a woolen spun, And so like it's gonna plump up really great and everything. Like when I wash it, this is done in a fisherman's rib pattern, and it's just gonna look really great. So I'm making this for my boyfriend, and his favorite color is orange. So, and he's a big Tennessee fan, so that's kind of like why I picked these colors. Plus I had a bunch of this storm cloud color left over from our gutter pullover.
Can I feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is super nice and plushy.
And it's really nice because this, so the storm cloud color has, like, it's not tweed by any means, but it won't show up, but there's like little pops of blue in the gray, and it's like this really nice kind of like navy, which I think will mean that, like, so I'm making this pattern. I chose it because it's masculine, it's stripy, I can incorporate colors that Brandon would like, and then also it'll look good with like kind of when he has to dress up for like businessy type stuff or whatever, because he works in an office, but they're pretty casual there. But if he ever gets another job, like this will kind of like work well with, you know, like not snazzy stuff, but it would look good with whatever he might wear or whatever coat he might have. And then there's like pops of yellow and red in the ember color, which is the orange. But I'm really loving this. It really made me want to work more in shelter again, just because like I haven't really touched it in probably like a year and a half. And when I had made this initial order, I had bought some colors for myself, so that way then I could make some Colorwork mittens for myself. And so I'll be making some mittens from Scandier Knits Mitten Club Part 2 out of some shelter. Probably the simple Selbu mitts, the first one that kind of came out with her little mitten club. But yeah, so I'll be doing that, but that'll be closer to Christmas. Probably when I get home for the holidays, because I won't have very much to do at home other than snuggle a puppy.
And go to the beach.
Go to the beach, yes. Beach and puppy snuggles.
Not too shabby.
Nope. Not a bad way to spend time. Now, I shouldn't show off your Christmas present.
I'll close my eyes.
Okay. Close your eyes. Knit blind. Do it.
I'm just gonna cover my eyes.
I dare you. So, these are what I'm making. My sister, I finally made some pretty good progress on these. So I was originally going to do a Selbu pattern with these, but you might as well look.
No, I'm not gonna look at them. I don't
okay.
want to know.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pay very close attention to my own knitting.
All right. I was a little bit worried about this happening, and it ended up happening, but it's all right. Where the two different colors, there's a lot of white variegation, like creamy colored variegation in there. So it's really hard to make the Colorwork show up, which is fine. So I'm just doing it in the cuff. So it's a fun, colorful cuff. And that's kind of how this is like turning out. I'm currently working on the gusset. I'm making you mittens.
Stop! No!
But you don't know everything.
No, I'm not looking still.
But I'm in the process. I've started increasing for the thumb gusset, so I knit this up real fast. So that was kind of exciting. And these are done in DK in Autumn and Indigo yarns, Shibuya and Hemisphere.
Oh,
Shibuya.
Booyah, I'm so excited.
The Shibuya is the pink, and then the Hemisphere is like this tealy blue color. / like it's kind of more green, like sagey teal green.
Ooh.
But my lovely sister over here does not like winter.
No.
She doesn't like the cold.
I'm working on it.
You're working on it.
Now that I have a winter coat, I like it a lot better.
That'll make a difference.
Yeah.
But
And mittens. Jackie has been setting me up over the past couple of years with scarves and hats and mittens, and it's made a world of difference.
Snuggly things.
Snuggly things, but also snuggly things in pretty colors, which
Yeah.
makes a huge difference because wearing all black can just be.
Yeah, which is what I was gonna say, because everyone in DC wears black in the winter, which is just dreary and sad.
Well, that's just a winter thing in a lot of places. That's not just
Yeah.
DC.
But it's nice to have stuff that's like in colors that make you happy.
Yeah.
Then that helps boost your mood.
And Jackie's using my favorite colors.
Yes.
She did quiz me about the yarn ahead of time, so I'm not surprised about the colors.
She knew what I was doing it in because I asked her.
Yeah,
I was like, do you like these?
I had a feeling it was going to be mittens, too.
Oh gosh, I got the hiccups again. They won't go away.
Did you get them with the pancakes this morning?
No, but I got them while eating beer cheese.
Oh, no.
But I'd had a cider too, which didn't help. For those of you who've never been to Oxford, which I imagine is a fair number of you, we have a place called Growler here, which is a beer joint, and they have the best beer cheese dip and pretzels ever. And they had a pear cider on the menu today, and I was like, yes. So I had a hard pear cider and beer dip, and I got the hiccups.
Oh, no.
It's fine. It's all fine. I've made a tiny bit of progress on this, but not a ton. It's just ribbing. I haven't actually gotten to the real pattern. But this is my start of the gable cap. This is by, oh gosh, Awesome Socks on Instagram. She's Tabitha Gandy. She is one of the sisters behind Hey Sister Yarn Co. And so this is the clipped colorway. How fitting, it's perfectly golden and lovely. Focus. Ellie, move your head behind me. No. I don't want to do it. Oh well. But this is the clipped colorway, so it's this really great kind of mustardy gold. I have no idea if this will really look good on me. Does it look good on me?
It's hard to tell. There's pink light all over your face.
True. But it's really awesome. I really wanted to knit something kind of in a mustard color, and I was like, screw it, whether it looks good on me. If it doesn't look great on me, this color will probably look really good on Mom.
Probably.
Yeah, she can kind of pull off, because it's got kind of like a greeny undertone.
Yeah, it's super, super gold, but
Yeah.
definitely not a red gold. It's more green.
Yeah, so this might look really good on my mom, because she rocks the green colors. Mm-hmm. Even though yellow is not a part of her color palette, according to her little color swatchy thingy. Mm-hmm. No yellow. But that part might look good on you.
I don't
You're
know.
a little bit more olive
I
than I am.
It's definitely not something that I own already.
Mm-mm. But either way, I thought it'd be fun. If it didn't look that great, I'll gift it to someone if it doesn't look so great hot on me. So
And it's such a fun excuse to just try out a new color and a
Yeah.
different pattern.
And I got another, I have stock. So the plan is to make 2 gable caps, which I can show you what it looks like because I've got the pattern here. So this is kind of what the printout looks like. So it's got a bunch of bobbles and cables. It's not a super great printout to begin with. It's a little fuzzy looking, but it's super pretty. And ever since they talked about it on their podcast, I wanted to make the hat. So I am done knitting the rib, and I'm about to start the actual cable pattern. If I actually sat down, I'd probably get this done in a weekend, because hats don't really take very long. And Tabby made like a tutorial on how to do the bobbles and the pattern and everything, so it should be pretty straightforward. And if I have any problems, I have easy access to help since she's got that tutorial. But this colorway is Gale, so this gray is Gale, and so that'll be the next color that I make it in. I know this will look good on me because it's a it's a nice kind of icy gray, but I figured it'd be fun to do it in the mustard first. But yeah, so I'm doing that. And then last but not least, You know, I feel like I have more than this, but in terms of knitting projects, but I think that's kind of it.
You have a lot in the box.
I have a lot of yarn. I have a lot of plans.
Lots of yarn.
Which is
lots of plans.
The next thing that I'll be talking about are my acquisitions, because I'll talk about it later. It's exciting. But so I finally, they're so little.
I know, they're so cute.
I finally casted on the second sock of my Hermione's Everyday sock that I'm doing. This is the Loma colorway, which is a sparkly mini I got from Autumn and Indigo. And then I've got my Falling Leaves skein of yarn.
Oh, I like that one.
Which doesn't want to show it, but I mean, y'all have seen this stuff. Oh, there we go, it focused. I just have to cover your face.
Oh, I can duck.
Or we just stick it right there.
Yeah.
But so I'm doing it in this like really great kind of like speckly orange from Barnyard Knits. And it's got pops of red and like blue and purple. It's like rainbow colored, but mainly orange. And it makes for, and I've already knitted the first sock, and so the first sock looks great, and I was like, I need to get big projects done before I work on the second sock, because I know like I'll prioritize making a sock over making a big thing. Alright, so on to my acquisitions, which I have in my handy dandy tub. I'm trying to get organized, people. And in my endeavor to get organized, I figured I would put all my yarns in a box.
And bags.
And bags, also, to keep projects together. Not all of the stuff in here is new, just saying. Some of it's old, but it just needed a home and to be put somewhere to keep it all together. So I'm going to start off with kind of, this is some, not so dream knitting. This will be kind of the next thing on the needles once I get probably my big shawl off so I don't have multiple shawls on the needles at one go. But next on the list in my big knitting daily bag, which is also very Christmassy and very perfect because it's Christmas season now. But so next on the list is a girl's best friend shawl. This is by Isabel Kramer, and it's so pretty. Bye bye Allie's face. Bye. So it's really pretty. My printer made it look a lot darker than it does in pictures on my computer, but it's got bobbles and lace and garter and rib, and it just looks really fun. And so 6 and 7 fiber on the interwebs. They have an Etsy shop, 6 and 7 fiber. They had kits for a girl's best friend, so I got a kit. Yay!
So convenient.
So this is Learning to Love in this pink color. The middle color is Ginger Snap, and then this is Lady Gray, I believe. And I got this, I believe, in her Amaranth base. So it's a lot more muted than some of the pictures look, but I kind of like that. And it's really nice because the like the pink and the blues that you see in all 3 colors are all throughout them. So like this gray color has like the pink color and the it's not really going to show because my lighting's not super great, but it just got lots of pops of like yellow and pink and blue, which show up here and here. So everything ties together really nicely, and I think it'll look really great and cohesive when it's all knit up and kind of blend together a little bit more so it's a bit more subtle. So I'm really excited about that. That is going to be next on the needles in terms of shawls. Just have to finish my big ass shawl first.
Soon.
Yes, soon. I need it. It's cold.
I know.
Like
the
we
perfect season.
had snow the other day.
Oh yeah.
Like this past week there was snow, which, oh my gosh, I haven't even talked about how stressful the past 2 weeks have been. But so I want to give away my Knitting Nelly, and this is the bag I got. I'm throwing this in with acquisition since I was showing the other one. But so pretty. Good cover your face. But super light, but it feels very winter, which I really like, even though it's like got like these like light pastel-y colors. But I'm in love with this. This is her sock size. So it's the same size as the dark one that I had my other sock in, but it's really great. I actually think this seems a little bit bigger, but it might just be because it's flat and I don't have a ball of yarn in it right now. But either way, I really like it. It'll be great because I have plenty of sock plans. She can attest. I've gotten a lot of sock yarn recently.
I got the full rundown when I arrived on Tuesday night. I've seen all of these yarns.
I've gone. She wanted to peek through my box of yarn.
It's always so much fun. It's like going into your sister's closet.
Which you do too.
Oh, well, obviously.
So next up in terms of acquisitions, I got some Cozy Posy yarn. So I'm like trying to like make my elbows cover your face. I'm gonna scoot forward a little bit. Let's see if that helps. Why don't we both scoot? Scooch a caboose.
Well, I think we're also just right under the light.
Yeah, the light doesn't help. So
there we go.
This one is Firelight. Move your head. This one is Firelight. So it's a gray base with red, burgundy, and brown speckles and pink. It's so nice. So this is her cloud base. So it's 100% superwash merino. And I ended up getting 2 skeins of this, but I just got the one right now because the other one's wound up in a bag. And then this color is Brick and Mortar. Thanks. Like cocking my elbows to hide your face. And this one is also a gray base, but it's a little bit more silver in tone with, again, like orange and red and like gold speckles.
It's really beautiful. I think I like that one the best of the 3.
This one and Birch are my favorite. So the next one is Birch. This one is like a cream base with silver, and then it's got speckles of, again, this one's got more like black navy speckles with pink and brown. So it's very much like a birch tree.
Yeah, but the silver is even more blue than the other silver too.
Yeah. It's not as great. Like this one's a more subtle silver, like a warmer silver. This one's a cooler silver when you look at it. But its name is Perfection for it. And this is like all of these are on the cloud base. And so super nice. It's a single ply fingering weight yarn. And I'm probably going to end up making a really big shawl. And I'm debating, so since I've got 2 of each of these yarns, I'm thinking one will be a fade. So like fading all 3 together, because I think that would look really good together. And it's very much like colors that I really love to wear. And you know, since it's got like the gray and the cream like throughout all of them, like it'll look cohesive together, I think. And then I've got the other ones which I could make other things out of. So either other shawls or hats or mittens or something. But I just figured I'd get 2 of each since I liked all of them so much, so that way then I knew like I had enough to make whatever it is I might want. Who knows, maybe I'll have to look at the yardage and everything, but I might be able to make a faded sweater out of this.
Oh, that would be
because usually I think it's about, I might be able to get away with 3 skeins of fingering weight just given the yardage. Since this has, they're 100 gram skeins and there's like about 400 yards, so I might be able to make a sweater, like a faded sweater.
a crop sweater.
Not even cropped. Like 400 yards is a lot. Probably some of my newest acquisitions. I don't even have all my acquisitions because all my minis are downstairs, but they're just a bunch of like fall colored minis. But the most recent acquisitions that I've gotten are some more woolberry fiber, of course. But so I ended up getting Christmas yarn, and so these are the colors I got. Thanks, Ellie. And this is Oh Christmas Tree, the green, which has some really fun speckles, and I love it. It makes me think of the Grinch. So I'm kind of debating making like some Grinchy pointy-toed socks out of these or something like that, just to be like fun, because I'm never gonna really like wear these anywhere but around the house, just because they're a little bit like, this is not a color I would normally wear. I got these to make obnoxious Christmas socks out of anyway. So, and then these two look really similar probably on camera, but they're very different. So this one is Christmas Cocoa, and then this one is Peppermint Bark. So Christmas Cocoa is much warmer, so it's you know, like a variegated pink, and it's got like warm chocolatey kind of chestnut speckles on it, along with some other like fun pops of speckly color like orange and bright red and blue and stuff. Whereas this one is much more of like a pale pink base. It's not as this one's more variegated than this one, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Like that one's gonna end up being more speckled.
Yeah, you said this one is the peppermint bark?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one really does look like if you were making peppermint bark. Well,
Yes.
this one almost looks like if you were to take roses and blend them up in soap.
Yeah. But so this one's got like black speckling, and or it's like, yeah, that's like kind of like a charcoaly black.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like got like black speckles with like some magenta pops, and again like some bright orangey pinks like up here. So this will be really fun. I'm not quite sure what socks these are gonna like turn into, or if it's gonna be like some Colorworky type socks or what. But they're gonna be some holiday socks, because I want some more, because I've already got 2 pairs of Christmas socks, so of course I want more. But Christmas is my favorite holiday, so
Yes, always has been.
she can attest to that. I really want to decorate, but I'm waiting until we take her to the airport tomorrow to do that. Because your birthday's next week, and I feel like I need to wait until you go home.
But I like Christmas too.
I know, but I don't know. I was just kind of thinking that would be more courteous than decorating before you got here.
It's also kind of hard to decorate with lots of people in the house.
Yeah, I was gonna decorate. I was like debating whether or not to decorate before Mom and Dad got here. Speaking of Hey Sister Yarn Co., seeing as I was showing off Tabby's pattern, I do have some of their squishy DK, which I'm not 100% sure as to what. Oh, that smells rough. Freshly dyed yarn can smell a little funky.
Ooh. Oh God.
Yay, wool. But that also doesn't help. It's been sitting in a plastic bag. But so I got some. This is not all of the order from Hey Sister Yarn Co. that I made. This is just part of it because I was debating on colors. But I've decided that this is going to be one. I had originally ordered these particular colors because it's this is the gilded color, which is like a pink, which is of course isn't going to look very pink in my light, but just because everything else around me is way pinker. And then favorite tea, and then this is Halcyon. Yeah, and this is in the squishy DK. But I didn't look at the A Girl's Best Friend pattern before I bought yarn originally. So I didn't realize it wasn't a DK pattern, and I ended up buying DK. But I was also kind of waffling on what I was going to do for when well, I guess I should say I'm designing a sweater, and I hadn't quite decided what I was going to do for the contrast color on it yet. So, but now that I have this here, I've decided I'm going to make 2, because I should most certainly have enough. I'm going to design 2 Colorwork hats, and one for me and one for my sister.
Yay!
And so Allie's is going to have more of this gilded pink color, and then mine's going to be more of the gray in terms of like the base color. And then, but all 3 colors will be in both hats, so they're going to be kind of like
like a coordinated set,
yeah,
but not matchy-matchy.
kind of same but different.
Same but different.
But so that's kind of what I'm doing with this. You're going to hear lots of crinkling as I put this stuff back in the bags so it stays kind of organized. Imagine Brandon's downstairs like, what's taking so long?
He's probably like, please finish up, please finish up, please finish up.
Oh my gosh, I gotta spend more time alone with your dad.
Save me, save me.
My boyfriend's here for dinner and he's downstairs watching football with my dad.
They're probably having a grand time.
I went downstairs. It looked like they were they were chatting it up, and I was like, thank God, Dad's talking. I don't need to really pull all this out because I've got 2 skeins already out. Okay, so this is for my sweater design that I'm making, which I'm really excited. I'm gonna try and keep it. I'm gonna try and not share all the details until I have like an actual finished object. But so this is gonna be the main color. This is Drizzle by Hey Sister Yarn Co. in Squishy DK.
Have you explained why I'm hiding?
Yeah, she's hiding so it'll focus on what's in front versus her face, because the little focusy box is right on her face. So this will be the main color. I've got about I've got 6 skeins of this, which should be plenty for like a boxy sweater, which is my plan for my design. And then the contrast color is going to be Tote Frost, also by Hey Sister Yarn Co. in Squishy DK. And so these are them together. Look at how nice.
It does look nice.
So these are going to be the colors. It's going to be probably a pretty simple design. My plan isn't for it to be very difficult or crazy complicated. It's going to be a bottom-up construction and stuff, but my plan is for it to be like kind of like a cozy, almost sweatshirt-esque type design, to be like that kind of comfy pullover. So that is what I'm making it.
What kind of neck are you doing? What shape?
I'm thinking for this one it's going to be kind of your traditional crew neck.
Mm-hmm.
The next one will probably have a V-neck.
Like a deep V or a short V?
Kind of a deep V, because I prefer a deep V.
I do too.
But so that's kind of like my first design that I have in the works. Like that's going to be the next sweater on the needles for me. Like I have it like formulated in my head. I need a swatch for it to make sure it's really what I want in terms of like doing like the contrasting color type design that I'm doing. It's not Colorwork, so it's like I'm not joking. It should be like super easy and like potentially a very fun project for someone who's never done a sweater before, but without it looking like a basic beginner sweater. Which isn't much to say, because my first sweater that I ever completed was the Gritter sweater by Jared Flood, and that's a Colorwork sweater, and it's not perfect, but you know, whatever.
You've always been ambitious though.
I've always been of the mindset like, oh, it might say it's advanced, but I'd much rather
try.
Yeah, like I can look up a stitch on YouTube and figure out how to do it, you know, if I don't know what I'm doing.
And you've always done really well with that plan too.
Yeah. Well, it makes more sense because this has always been my problem. It's like what's considered like my skill level is boring to me.
Yeah.
Like when I was like learning how to read, and you know how I like hated reading when I was very little.
Mm-hmm.
It was because I didn't like the stories that were like considered my like reading level.
Yeah.
And stuff,
so
and
it
wasn't
took you a while.
Yeah. It wasn't until like I saw my reading coach and he like made me read The Wizard of Oz,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like in like the first grade, that I started liking reading, because it was like finally a story that actually was interesting instead of the cat jumped over the hat or something. I don't know. Ooh, this is a fun one. Okay.
I do like this one.
So this was, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for a store update of this stuff so bad. Let me get it all in.
Can you even hold them all?
Yes.
There you go.
Look at it. You want to hold? You want to hold like 2 or 3?
Yeah,
Sorry
I
to
can do
make
that.
you stop in the middle of a row.
I got it.
Okay, so this is Woolly Mammoth Fiber Co. Fibre Co. Because it's the English, the British spelling, the Irish spelling, I should say, because this is from Ireland. So this is Woolly Mammoth, and so this is, I love this girl. She is great. She has a podcast too. I think it's just Woolly Mammoth Podcast or Woolly Mammoth Fiber Co. Podcast. But I'm drawing a blank on her name. Shame on me. But this is her natural sock. All of it is. This is all natural stock. So this is, I believe, woolen spun. But it's, okay, so it's a 50% BFL, 50% Cheviot. Cheviot. She's the one who's better at French than I am.
I'm guessing here too, though.
I believe it is Cheviot or Cheviot. Cheviot. It's
someone who knows more than us, please correct us.
People who know sheep. Leave a comment below and tell us, give us a pronunciation here. It's sourced, spun, and made in the UK. So like all of this is UK. I know she's trying to get specifically Scottish sheep, or not Scottish, oh my gosh, Irish sheep. Irish! She's in Ireland! But yeah, so this is sourced in the UK, like all of the fibers from the UK, which is very cool. It's hand dyed from Northern Ireland where she lives, and this is all fingering weight, so this is all sock. So this colorway is, this is all treats, no tricks. So it's just this really sweet kind of pale pinky color with pops of orange. It makes me think of sherbet a little bit.
Yeah, I see that.
And like little tiny like hard candies. But like not like crazy dark colored hard candies.
Like a little bit like birthday cake too.
Yeah. And then this one is Harvest Hues. And this is just very, yeah, that works too. It's very yellowy with orange pops and everything. This will, I think these will turn out more variegated, but this one kind of makes me think of like your like autumn sunset kind of thing, just without the pink. Yeah, but I like that one a lot. And then these two are very, very similar. There's not much difference, but this one is, so this one here is Oak One. Yeah, so this is a one of a kind, and I think it was a mistake off of the other skein of yarn that I have, but it's very purpley with orange and yellow, and there's like pops of like chartreusey green in there too, and like a dark purple navy-ish color. So lots of fun colors there. And then this one is Trick or Treat. So this one's a little bit darker, a little bit more saturated looking in color, but like there's a very subtle difference in terms of like how these two really look, you know, like kind of to the eye, right? You can say that? Yeah. Yeah. This one's a little bit more purple, so, and that is the Trick or Treat colors, just a smidgen more purple, less fuchsia. And then this one is Pumpkin Spice, or yeah, yes, Spice Pumpkin, Spice Pumpkin, there we go. So, you know, just a solid tonal orange. Or, yeah, this would be a solid. This doesn't look very tonal. That's pretty solid. Yeah. But super beautiful. These are all going to be socks. I haven't decided what they're going to be, but I'm kind of leaning towards them being more of a vanilla sock type pattern, because this yarn is like speaks for itself.
Yeah, the colorways are so beautiful.
They're very rich, very vibrant, and these are just very woolly kind of like socks. Like they would just look absolutely gorgeous in just straight up vanilla socks. So, you know, I'm leaning towards making those all vanilla socks and just letting the colorways speak for themselves. So, and this is kind of last of my acquisitions. This is another sweater quantity of yarn. And this is, again, Woolberry Fiber Co. I have a little bit of a bias, you could say.
A yarn crush?
Yeah. She's got really, really great MCNs. So her merino cashmere nylons are great. So I bought sock merino cashmere nylon stuff from her, and then now I have a bunch of DK merino merino cashmere nylon. So this is like a super piney, lovely green that is just it's just very luscious looking and very I'd say there's a lot of dimension. Like the stitch definition on this is going to be beautiful. And so this is my favorite sweater. How apropos, it's going to be a sweater. But so this is going to be the main color of kind of my next sweater design. I have not figured out 100% what I'm doing. I need to do a lot of swatching for this next sweater, but I have time to think about it. I'm in no real rush. So the contrast color is going to be this Snow-Kissed Mountain color, which is kind of like a creamy yellow natural color. But these two just look real crisp together and, you know, just nice. I keep lifting the wrong elbow to cover your face. It's really funny. But I thought these would look really good together, and then I really like spiced pumpkin colorways because this is a spiced pumpkin colorway. Super different from this one, but this one's really, really orange. This one looks more like a nutmeggy kind of spiced pumpkin color. Mm-hmm. But I decided to get this because one, I just really like this color. But I figured if I decided to switch up my initial kind of plan for the sweater, that meant that I could implement more of like color work with this one than I had originally planned. But if not, this will make a great hat. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. But yeah, that's kind of it for my my acquisitions. I do have a bunch of minis, but they're just minis. You know, I got the Dragon Horde yarn autumn mini like set on a last minute kind of grab thing because I figured that would be good to have for heels, toes, and cuffs and socks. Okay. Well, thank y'all for watching. If you did enjoy watching this video, please like and subscribe. And I hope everyone had a really wonderful Thanksgiving and, you know, really felt blessed and got to spend a lot of time with their family. I know I've enjoyed that with my family. Mm-hmm. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving and have a wonderful rest of your weekend and time spent with family.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh my gosh, what am I about to sneeze?
Watermelon.
Dang it! Sorry. That was not helpful. It made my eyes water.